What are we hearing? What we are hearing is that Kusi is telling everybody that on the 19th of January, Ninsaka, the certified, and I said the certification and then the authentication of the marriage certificate now on what they call court on the 3rd of October 2025 now. Judge Nan Gentleman, a fade Ninsaka. Now, Udmasmo Kaya, or say, application no or they call Germany no or man yama or mono. I will court no mkoya no. A fena or Musaka, a fena babidru. Does this make sense?
But just my name is by my kind of Muya, Benny Ababiano, and some for fun one, a coso, a woman, you more. Now, I yes, and be a trend day and tea and yawaha as a rusher for the being so about the some more among who dear echo, social media and so near channel you so, and I number one is all social media you swear, who be and be say a tea, and I yes, and maybe you couldn't share video nibi embra.
No, Mako, a total of 20 grounds of appeal. Now, Makase. Many time, now you compare the two, no, Kusi, ne 10 no, to Stevenson Opukun's 10 no, and you will see, say, similar. In fact, there's no even difference. Across a recycle, they are only recycling what their ideas, nothing new. Now, what are we hearing? What we are hearing is that Kusi is telling everybody that. On the 19th of January, Ninsaka, the certified, and I said the certification, and then the authentication of the marriage certificate now on what they call court on the 3rd of October 2025 now. Judge Nan Gentleman, a fade Ninsaka. Now, Udmasmo Kaya, or say, application no or what they call Germany no or man yama or mono. I will court no mkoya no. Afena or Musaka, afena babidru. Does this make sense?
But just does it make sense? No, pause there and then listen to this one.
Okay. They say they just move beyond some I don't want them ever. Okay, because any pap and probably brief so move some marriage certificate now. The certificate original. Okay. That's your officer. Over by the meaning Matthias here. Matthias, evidence okay. They say they just move beyond some I don't want them ever. Okay, because any pap and probably brief so move some marriage certificate now. The certificate original. Okay. That's your officer. Over by the meaning
in case your kind.
Certified
or the certified
marriage certificate or the Nina Koma judge.
Any original marriage certificate or Nina
or the court Nina or the Nina Koma judge. You see, Asuma ye come on motive for Numina, what to say. Sani paya offering a lawyer Kusi or you'll be on canocre. This is what we are driving at. Because some video here, Raha Abosisia, you know, Name na yemi the pass Raha Abosa video ya or can say the certified document, you know, which is the certified certificate, and marriage certificate, any original no, or the Akoma judge, you know. There is even another one, so I know also can say, or the certified document, authenticated document in Akoma judge, you know, but the judge was creating an impression, be said, or no, maybe now or the Babetunan, of which the judge is impugning on his integrity. Kusia na kansa asem ye.
Yeah.
Kusia na kansa asem ye. Now, enei ujina obia anim aka kire ne se on the 19th of January 2026. An application would call Germany no. Emra na case ne koso no a ya ma wo no. Afei na aba bedru. How does this make sense?
Just kinke me class you.
Niedikan. Application ben and now they call Germany.
What they call Germany?
That application, no, the court should have a copy. And as we speak now, there is no application before the court. Or the application because to German authorities in any say any authentication and then the certification. But a letter Kusi Troye. Application no your kind of application all right. Okay? The date also date on the 3rd of November 2025. Otroye say or the documents free Ghana mum ko Germany ama omaye authentication. Na sa letter no ma be kan ona say me say letter kan platform so a ankwa nkodu. Na sa letter no unim achire Sales kwa na hinte me.
Me will be our hanty self say me sure am I ready. Why?
Very good. And Sales hinte me say. Na nikra bo ne me kan ye no so no. Na ni abo foforo so a similar to this. Maku 22 documents. The same letter 22. This Sales hinte me no na me or direct me na me call here na me fa kwan bi so. And I'm meeting me what retrieve all those so 22 nina. Yeah, no. They were all what the same document that has been reproduced. Bakokra say, anti me anko that court. I didn't think I make answer. Ninja make answer and say, court no can say. And now say, paragraph 91. Our judgment in so let's be honma. Yes, I saw. Maybe my kind of kakra.
Can my radio paragraph
91? Yeah.
About your paragraph 91.
91. Yeah.
91. Okay. In project here, not me read it.
You can project. You can read. Any of them is fine.
Oh, okay. So am I ready? We did here reading no star.
All right, that's fine. Mamini waiting free so. Paragraph 91. These require provisions were not adhered to by the plaintiff. At page 18 of the written address by the plaintiff, not only did counsel admit that the same was not done, but with the explanation that there are hardship in meeting
practical hardship.
So practical hardship in meeting the statutory demands section 161 of the Evidence Act. And yet, in the answer to interrogatories, the first question was answered to show that an authentic version of the marriage certificate certified by the consular Ghana
I think say
mission in Germany.
Screen is on Tina a move no and I'm extra going to say Alex what me can a better.
So also these required provisions were not adhered to by the plaintiff. At page 18 of the written address by the plaintiff, not only did counsel admit that same was not done, but with the explanation that there are practical hardship in meeting the statutory demands of section 1612 of the Evidence Act. And yet, in the answer to interrogatories, the first question was answered to show that an authentic version of the marriage certificate certified by the consular Ghana mission in Germany was attached, which was not the case. In the interrogatory was answered by Richard Opare Dakon, clerk of the plaintiff solicitors, who is not fit to do so since he is not the lawful attorney of the plaintiff. There is on record a lawful attorney, and yet the said Richard Opare Dako went ahead a lawful attorney, and yet the said Dakon Richard went ahead to answer on oath the interrogatories of matters he had no knowledge of it. Supplying untruth answers are clearly the attached document is not authentically certified document, was rather unfortunate, and the law clerks should desist from such unlawful acts. What said the catcher Munyan said, the actually the aba, lawyer, you dear no the abbas abigina court. Or you had crater more, to do watching. One more actually say, Sebi, Mamma Kusi Serwaa, and then a lawyer for no mujitum. Say, the na court person mo ye, no man to me anye, Edin papa. Woman chile mupa and say, Edin. Sani omano no muntimi enye titru mran do so mototo omano age emwaye efri de omaye no ho no de omudi bisa omo first one na ewu mu omo kire se de ekura ye no eye marriage certificate no authentic pa na ya sanso certify no brofo ampese motie no na nya omo kwa na ye Ghana embassy o Germany no omo na yes adwuma no na omo hwe mu na omo boa na enye no kore na omo toto omo na omo hu se sa akrachi bi ene gina mudi saade ne nyina ho adanse ekrodun o se ne din de Richard Opare Dako wo choro ni ewo lawyer Kusi office wono wonye lawyer kura hwebe wonye lawyer na court no ka kire ne se wonni hu tumi wonye lawyer a lawyer fo adwuma na eyom yesa krachi wonye lawyer ntino lawyer court ka kire no se ade na obegina daka mu metoto ano abra ade ai wo ka ho yi wonni hu hwe wonni hu nimdie bia nti niema waka no hayi no tronko a nti judge no man won say document no mo de aba court no enye authentic na court di hu ya pa say achorofo mo court ayi lawyer for office no omo ntwe omo free sa ne omo we enye de omo ye enye kra.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Alex. You see, that paragraph here, Alex can come out. It is linked with a video here, right? A boy. Kusi confirm say what did the authentic, and I said the authenticated and then the certified version of the marriage certificate, you know, Ekoma judge, you know,
or the original.
Nina can the Ekoma judge, you know. And now paragraph 91 ya Alex Kinkan ye catch ye nyina say or no lawyer Kusi no or nene clerk no at the beto court nanim answer interrogative questions are the other lawyers no ebisa no or answer about certificate no or answer say what the authenticated version ya Kusi ka ho asemi and the certified version no or they are attaching the copy of the marriage certificate now on the beto court anymore. Or they are attaching or say it has been attached.
Yeah.
And this be all kind of keke or more attach of the beto court. Nanso no judge and say nanso no omoye mu hwehwemu no na enye no kresa on fa the certified version bia the NC court them order na sa clerk no krampo no he answered questions he had no personal knowledge of. He supplied untruth answers, meaning say omuku chantro kesiye and a chire court. Mind you, they did that under oath. Who can statement now? Or see, under oath. And inti yamano swear an oath. And sana obe chasa antrono in court. Who swear oath we na se who chantro your friend perjury. Judge no pa enkobe charge Kusi or ne clerk ni na perjury. Perjury say a criminal offense. the minimum 3 years imprisonment. Dika Kusi on ne clerk ni na by this time come to prison. And so the judge was magnanimous with them. Obo omokoko se saa bone no emo mo nkonkonko ye biem. Sa nipa ya yo ana ne obegina ha ya o ka se on the 19th of January 2026. And an insaka the authentic, and I said the authenticated version and then the certified version. So the question is, the previous, how you omitted?
Very
good. So the question is, the previous authenticated and then the certified version together with the original, no, na okase or the command judge na
free. Because I don't understand. Say marriage marriage certificate I don't understand though. Like my members are saying the marriage certificate here saying. Because aside
another question. Say, Rahel, una we the attorney, una we the lawyer for a case like this. What could the case no what dincho? What before? And I say you are defeated. Na wenimu guasia se adena ejina so ntima wenimu guasie no wantinye nya ama no afedia wonsa ka Rahel wonsa ka wi no a wo twere wo grounds of appeal no wo de be shemu anasa wo mfa nhemu
o de ko shemu na se wo no judge na ni
exactly. And Usha on the 19th na okano. Medika kachire will say the grounds the grounds of appeal no the court on the 1st no. The 1st of December no. Or sansu ye amended one. Which is what additional grounds of appeal or ye on the 3rd of February. 3rd of February we no. That's on 19th of January. Certify a year okay. Na dika badada. So so 3rd of February grounds now there is nothing in it indicate say na bibi wo ho no na omo expect afi kra na omo nsak anunti or the ban grounds of appeal no mu a ekire say in court no they will maybe seek leave for the court to look at those grounds.
Now during the court process was there anywhere lawyer Kusi seek for time to be able to probably authenticate and say certify a document during the trial need the judgment here ban? Was there a time and a lawyer could see more time and a judge now for manana?
There be judge in a crowd a catcher they say emra or catcher they say or face practical hardship into one to me and yes you know and a judge in the can say a no crampunti nanka I was senka otimi de letter B and as o produce bibi a check court na enka all catcher court no say o make an attempt
yeah
or make an attempt to say or pay the certified and I say the certification no and the authentication no na enso so no enya meduru ye and I say a delay anything because of say a delay no or the better court na nim no ma court na so ate senka wo ye sample dia nka court no behu say o make an attempt. Meanwhile there was no attempt. Why? Because on the 28th of October no so we kaya sad date no na interlocutory injunction no judge no order the judgment and as order the ruling e baye hono na o advice ni say sa certificate na order attach no on gintum. Why? Because it has been objected to. Therefore onfa na onsan koye the writing is say the opposing lawyers no which is odobrini lawyers no ne abusakwan lawyers no e ka kire ne say e kwan wo ho no ma e wo say odi fa so ba wa nye sa ade no which is what through the Evidence Act. We a lawyer bia wo kwakodi asem say ya you have to know the Evidence Act. Enya court dem wompo and e wo say ye kwa kire wo de e wo say onye enso so Kusi court dem ho and a judge no e kire no ne e wo say onye even o define authentication in akra kire no kyerɛ no ɛne certification ni nyinaa o quote the law no which is what the act 161 no o quote kyerɛ no 161 1 2 and then 3 ni nyinaa o quote kyerɛ Kusi kyerɛ no the processes no kwan a wɔn fa so the first point no what the certification that start from office no a yɛde marriage certificate no ɛhyɛ wɔn nsam no ɛhɔ na certification ɛsɛte free wɔn mu wie a na wɔn mu ɛde kɔ the Ghana embassy in Germany no in this case ɛhɔ no na wɔn bɛyɛ the authentication no 2 so the final point will get toward the country in which the court is in other words baabi a yɛdi asɛm no kuro na yɛdi asɛm no ɛhɔ embassy ɛhɔ na the final one no ɛbɛkɔ for certification so ɛhɔ yɛ hefa Ghana Ghana hefa the German embassy in Accra so that is the final point and it's a Kusi mpo ka sɛ embassy no hompo na wɔkɔkɔ gye document no pa ka mɛte ase na yɛamfa embassy hɔ na yɛde abɛhyɛ wo nsɛm nti afei na wo receive a no kura bi anim ebeduru embassy hɔ a the embassy can forward it to the court and I say a bailiff can go there and then what receive it which is sealed.
No, you finish and then I'll play another audio.
Okay, and you're waiting to play.
All right.
My certificate, original one, I say, why? I'm showing these things to you before judgment. And the reason is simple. The kind of things people are seeing on the social media about our inability to provide the originals. We did provide the original, but like we said, initially we had the certified true copies. Okay. Which has been verified in the court. And the other side raised objections to most of the documents, creating the impression they are not aware it's original. To judge it as okay. About the meeting, no, or the back, but meanwhile, never originals number. Until we called Germany for copies of the original. And I'll share book it contains all the information in the marriage certificate.
Where do you mean my German language? Maybe familiar. My familiar when there's my family count.
There's familiar.
Okay.
And born him, the registry is born him. And this is how it looks like, you know. Toba, this page, there's information, articular information here about the certificate.
Okay.
It is based on this that an extract is made as a certificate that is given out. The information on our hand.
Okay.
We book my paper so. All the necessary things are here.
Okay.
Then this is what we initially tendered as the original.
Okay.
Certificate and this is the information of the marriage. The certificate. This is the original, which has been certified at the back.
Okay.
By a court. And it did the dancing. Now, the next thing is the power of attorney. The power of attorney. I'm saying phone to sign and you see, the law is that we are power of attorney. That's how they put the dance to a you notarize it, and the notary public a year will become.
Okay.
The power of attorney and notary public never actually.
Okay.
By German notary public.
You can share ordinary stamp of to tell whom.
We said metal seal.
Metal seal. Okay.
Exactly. And the yeah, it's just the power of attorney. I declare the genuine. Yeah, the baby can we hear banner. Yeah, could just what the invoice. Sika Utria IJG from Germany or buy to show that indeed it's not fake.
Oh, okay. Nina, judge not admitting Nina. Okay.
Okay, so that's for the power of attorney. And before I could just say why they power of attorney about what they call notary public or German. Only a translation of the German version of the certificate.
Okay.
And with the seal and the notary public. English version has turned into original and English version.
Oh, okay.
You get the point?
Yeah.
And that is how it is. And all the documents on raising issues on, we have so far provided the originals to them to show that the documents we presented before the court, we have original versions of them.
Okay.
So I believe that those who are speculating.
So for the benefit of those watching, not because you are preempting the judgment to Friday, just want people to know that there's a perception out there that we did not present the original certificate. This is to prove that indeed this is the original certificate that we presented.
Of course.
And to send a Ghana for say, oh, share about yet is so certificate of the coin for mobile. Send a one cast washer who said that is the original, but any other thing, for original and call. We have photocopy. Then you send to if you are requesting for the original, you can easily go and present.
You are taking 4 documents to court to file. Or in this case, I think there were about 5 or 6 copies of the same thing. Can you send the original? No. So you make photocopy, certify them, and then you send it to court. So court, Obia raised out and another court not admitting. As Obika said, it has been doctored. The judge will ask you where's the original. And in fact, in going to court, we didn't know that anybody would doubt this. You get the point. So that is why the judge had to tell us to bring the original to confirm. So
did you hear the latter part? Hey, I was saying going to court, we didn't know that anybody was going to doubt this. And I raise my case.
You see, me entire like I say, lawyer Kusi, me who be that. The wa Kusi esi twantro no. Ote se akusa brempoma, me who nipa desenia u twantro se kese chen akusa brempoma with consistency. And throw with consistency. Okay, adia obeye CCA. Creating an impression, be say, or the original no together with the authenticated version no echo court. Only say ne blogger ya or any interview, it can be signed say certificate no original no way. I didn't say no kind. The first question we can be say certificate original no ewa himfa. They say no kind. Original no ewa himfa. So Kusi answer. What's ewa ha?
Yes, actually.
Na or the original no any certification na na okoyi family book no e dey buy
family book
emu na okoyi certificate e buy o say ya certification no authentication at the back ya stamp e wa chiri na crowd bisa say nti the ni na ma judge no or submit into evidence or say o jehwe. Okay. Different between Ojihwe and Usabiti.
Inchawano, Adia Papa issue yano, Pepacho, or so put original marriage certificate. Start by Chobitima Yanikasia.
All right.
Ebachomu BBC home. So, original saying that your moon BBC home.
But this is the one, I think it was something like this that he showed on camera. No? It was something like this.
She Bakubia sensuabono, any. Somebody a fat machine, what chair. Serwaa to say one be that. Ken, watch out to us.
And you see, right? Yeah, I hope I say.
Yeah.
O create an impression be right. I kaime. Me can yentia. What this interview we ebe tuja. To see ya kasa see. So on the 19th no. Ninsaka authenticated version. Me can yentia wa yesade no. And o create an impression be say or the original no need the certified version na or the koi. So what the koya who show our camera muya. Say what is the difference between this one no and near was say Abbas here on the 19th.
The first one now the call, yes.
The 19th of January. What is the difference between the two?
Because according to him, they were just copies. He couldn't have presented the original, and you know, a copies no the call and nothing a court and they say on for original number. And I'm sure say the copies should be the same as the original. And so if there's any difference in it, then that is not a copy of the original.
Oh dear, that day no, a day na omo wie court case no kra omo trying for judgment on Friday. It was on Wednesday and the judgment will be on what? On Friday. And it's wo dey ni dimina ne akra no bisa questions no. You see say the Kusi that you all know no yes so vibrant na no den na opie ba ya pe na okasa hu say na say bibia to no so na fe na waye mre na ohu de onka. That should tell you say normal akoso court them hono onu ankasa onim say defeat was waiting for him.
But King K, did you hear say at the latter part no akolani bisan so this is where is the original marriage this is the original marriage certificate. Oh see, of course.
Yes.
That's the exact word that he used. Of course. Emma is there anywhere he actually made us know say not almost train authentication and access certification be from German embassy na no, it's an absolute no.
And na make catch you say judge no krampo catch ni say na I was say making an attempt no and no na judgment no ba wie no and I say o free court to them no on Wednesday no and na o start ko trail say let us here make kan ho asemi make say be kan wo ha ya dated or not on the 3rd no o ko troye and o backdate no o backdate letter no say na be ya and ye kasa sisi yi okoka ho asem na say okopagya ba people will say indeed ampa o twere letter bisa na nso so no na ne wura fi say wo twere letter bisa na say wo de kwa they will receive it and there will be a date of receipt should be on it yeah sa ne letter no so e ono nko an stamp na boso there's no stamp bia eboso achese obi na receive and there is no copy of that letter in court and say free Germany empokrampo maye mpo a na say afei mpo na abase ne all kan ya we should see a copy of that particular letter of which this stamp about to say receipt na untimi ntwere letter last year data e was so 3rd about judgment no on the 28th of November. So data was
so yes King K cannot say that here.
All right. But let me expand it to me.
But you
yeah.
The fact down on date no on the 3rd.
Ken men come chika krana.
Now date na was a letter so no on the 3rd of November. Good. Very good. So we say 3rd of November and also. Until 3rd of November and a judgment no so by on the 28th of November. And then say if there's anything at all, the judge will reference this letter. Meboa.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
And so judge can say, I was making an attempt, something like this. So what it means is say, Mrana judge in the judgment on the 28th, no, this letter was not there.
Now, Bibia Meton and him say we are requesting for any certification in Germany.
Exactly.
There's been any difficulty in getting.
Exactly. It means say judge in the boss has some say I was making an attempt, no. All free court them one man or court letter way, no. Wow. To suit that and rather no or backdate no call on the 3rd of November. But what I say? Because we are stamp on the boss, no ankasa the stamp and the boss ni chambers stamp no and the bohonum. Wow. So this is what is the criminal activity. Yeah. So who say Osho Bibi or see the POA, the power of attorney now Osho ya na okase notary republic word actually ni ade no. E ko PM e court word say signature na power of attorney no so no. When they compare Akusa Serwaa the signature na the passport no na it was different. There was difference in it. Actually say obi and a sign Akusa Serwaa the signature power of attorney no so. Adentia now at that time no I was said the donor no which is Akusa Serwaa together with what of representative for what from the public the notary public no yeah for so be a free court. Now a sign a name in front of what of the attorney which is Georgina no. And so we assign on the 16th. The other ones assign on the 23rd. Meaning say there was difference.
Yeah.
Until they compare not even signature and so different. Now
okay, then we are no maybe question.
Very good. The tia say lawyers no the defendant lawyers no omo oppose no and I say omo object no. And the judge can say I was say anka omo de signature experts eba court ho.
Yeah.
That's a signature expert no mum ebe confirm say indeed there was difference in the signature and sana or no judge no obejetum. And until a no odima lawyer Kusi ojema no say although say because it was clear say there was difference because say if there was no difference nka omo objected to that. And so ojema Kusi and so na ni age why because the judge says
paragraph 77 or say hence the plaintiff testified through Georgina Osebunsu and she tendered in evidence a power of attorney exhibit A which was objected to by all the counsel of the defendants. They had concerns with the dates the signature of the plaintiff was executed on the document and when it was notarized. From the document, the plaintiff signed it on the 16th of October and was allegedly notarized on the 23rd of October 2025. Meanwhile, the notarized certification says, I hereby certify that the above is the true signature subscribed in my presence. Clearly, that was not the case, as a representative of the notary could not have been present on the 16th of October and when the plaintiff allegedly signed that document. What is real clear, though, is that the signature was signed and witnessed by Prince Daniel Kwatin. Say, but you can't do so.
You see, when we say, let's assist in some assist super pepe. Let's count to us. Who say, sa signature no, obi na sign in place, but yet say, judge say, I was saying lawyers na the signature expert eba nina ewase honum emredenti yen kan no
no correct. 78 the counsel for the D2 raised issues of the signature purported by the plaintiff as appended on the document and signed as seen in the passport copy of the plaintiff. Exhibit CFK1 is in the view that the signatures are significantly different from each other. Counsel further argues that when the original of Exhibit A was presented, it was different in font size, and margins. The court did not accept the counsel of D2 submission regarding the signature since the court is not a signature expert and cannot engage in imagination expedition. Say, mpacho to aso.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Everything was clear. So you can see it clearly. Say, I didn't know my forgery no maybe na to court. Nanso so ni twitwaje o mo ne say onim say emra na edi adwuma ana judge ne ehwe mu ahu say emra say e was say come the signature expert ba because court no ankasa enye signature expert o mo betima di say adwuma no nti ye je ma Kusi nti ye to a case no so wow. So clearly ye entro from one point onto another, criminal activity from one point onto another, so many things involved. Now look at the contradiction. I feel as I say we catch a month for say I feel na yensaka on the 19th of January 2026. When we explain things like this, ebi mu tenchen say there almost aka no yemu bi no we are bleeding ye ni abre na ye nchirechiremu we ya ye dada ya twemu e wo dada ya kandida. So, ye chire mu akire omo nkrofo no omo feel say we are bothered. Nobody is bothered by this because everybody knows say near wo kan be that what can be during what the process during the procedure san throw we are wutwa what be that ntide bia me ka say obi a ono no watimi awe koto no o ka say obawe kra ye ngina chimie makasa asem sa enti san throw we the same throw ya yi wutwa bi during what the procedure emra na court case na ekoso wutwa bi enu bia na wasan twese say wo dia bayi. So
okay, and based on Odiabano, then I ask myself, say, one marriage certificate, here the copies about, here the original aba, here the family book abeka. It's my certificate ben biom na ya certified there for Germany diaban, and here my certificate ben. Because as far as I'm concerned, the original was what Lawyer Kusi showed us on the screen, including the family book and
the family book.
Yeah, why not? My certificate ben na ya authenticated the every Germany abano.
Family book no mu na obi ya okoyi ne was certified no okoyi bae. The family book is not even a marriage certificate in Germany and cannot be the original. And so na kola na kan say oh family book eni ne wa chire kra mentimi nkan familiar it's in Deutsch. The family book no or the familiar stamp book no is not the original marriage certificate. No. Yeah, the marriage certificate in Esha Winsem. Now your son so provided family book no and as a familiar stamp book at the amount. At that time, even this time, it is no longer in use. Since 2007. And 2008, 2007. And almost stop us, I don't know. Why? Because since then they will not use it again. Then it was implemented in 2009. And the family book nankasa is not the original marriage certificate. A diary to say wakoto diary na wo de wo normal hye wo files ahye diary no. And it a den wom. And it na makase sa kusa se wa ne family stamp book no me pe ahwe me pe de mensa so mu sei na mahwe na mabie mu na mahwe de kra ehye mu me hu ni say that book no empty. I didn't na me kasa diary no and I say the family stamp book no ade a say wo mu ni say certificate na ye de ama wo no fashem sa diary no mu wo ma a wo be wo mo no omo birth certificate fashem fa copies ehihim ukunu a birth certificate fashem mo marriage certificate mo fashem say wa warrior in other words wa worry civil marriage da I was say o previous marriage no yehu reference ewo mu and saying I was say yehu a copy of your previous marriage certificate ewo mu adenti amrane say wa worry da and it say wo be civil marriage na ye be bisa wo be fill the form ye bisa wo say wa worry da na wo ka say pepa ye be catch you say kofa the copy of your marriage certificate no bra and now say ukunu no wawu a ye be ka say kofa the death certificate no kofa bra. So in this case now ɛyɛ clear sɛ Akosua Serwaa na wadi kan aware dada waware civil marriage ɛyɛ Schindler no ɛwɔ sɛ yɛnya the records of Schindler in that
In the
particular
family.
familiar stamp book no mu sɛ yɛnhu pɛ na sɛ ɔcommit what fraud because anka ne certificate bi a wode bɛkɔ court bi a ɛwɔ sɛ ɔattache a copy say ni kunu na wu a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛnya death certificate sɛ wanwu so na ɔmu gyae aware nso a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛnya divorce certificate no ɛwɔ ne previous marriage no. Why? Because it was what? A civil marriage, and this one is also a civil marriage.
Yeah.
So you cannot do a civil marriage and then have another civil marriage against the law until say what divorce. So in this case, you know, say ukunu no wo ye na say divorce na mo divorce so I will say we proof. Proof and so certificate here they to court them court no can say such certificate no it's what is unknown. Yedi kind no. Secondly, such certificate no it is not authentic. The case bibi nye authentic court no person kire ne say da bia me kasa asem we ma kan court no person kire ne say certificate no e fake. So first of all obi wo ho a o say na judge ne say technicalities when tinya amfa system mu ntina wanje da bi nya no nko a eye no ma miensa eni ntina ya anje ne certificate no ne di kan ne say sa document na odi be wura court dem ho no it is what? It is not known. It is the document that is not identified. It is unidentifiable. It means that it is not known, number one. Number two, it was not what? It was not authentic. If it is not authentic, it means that it is fake. And then the third one, and the certification, it was not certified and then authenticated. These are the three reasons. And it will be technicalities and tina Yanja Akosua Serwaa marriage certificate na sini hu onkenkan ye entronko na omatwa free day one enye se mre nenu man ka bekinkan ni na hwe aya o se na yanware no na ukra I think say unishia yi no kra okan ye se mu osim yanware no a mu maame ne de na mo kase ye ware no ono no hwan na wo ye witness. Nobody witnessed Akosua Serwaa in civil marriage na okase oni that room by here. Nobody witnessed it. Adentia Akosua Brempoma ne George na na say omoye witness. And so ono Akosua Brempoma no o tire edekoto court dem honom no. O kan say na oni honom nipa na wo honom pe George na no. And so good court them who are omoto na no. O si na wo ho no. E ho na omo refer no say na wo ya wo twa wo si na wuni ho e ba ne say na wo si George na oho. Ye bisa George na so wo si na no US. Afi ye san bisa Akosua Serwaa Akosua Brempoma o si that particular day no na o ya aware no. Day na da dinu untie ne ye o. Day na da dinu ba e ya aware no. Sa day no na da dinu ba e de ne free Ghana e ba Germany.
When him say ono no cover as our signatures as them no so by mama Brempoma.
Yes,
when she said that she witnessed them sign a
yes. That day no ana ye didn't free Germany e free Ghana e ba Germany. Meanwhile, right, Akosua Brempoma oba Germany in 1996. 1996. So no person what say 1996 you know that 1996 na that number ni Akosua Serwaa ya aware na and as person what say 2004 mum and I didn't buy Germany which is which. You see the lies, you see the inconsistencies. Some people we uji omudia enye ye adena omaye no omankase nim pefe say they don't have any grounds of any appeal. Omunim pefe me da bia me kan me say lawyer Kusi na onim say Akosua Serwaa onim marriage certificate. No onim. But enam say oye expert in what obi baka kululu ene asisie say oye radio lawyer me da bia me kan me say Kusi no ono no apopo lawyer radio lawyer. And it's what radio no so omu do masemba omu say until now something like that. Na o ma frɛ no ye frɛ ye lawyer na wa ba no obi popo na ne gom so na ya je omu sika bi kra ho omu fa court. I don't want say a similar case in a buy. I mean, na all can say na onji ni kra say obi be oppose sa certificate na
yeah,
court. How do you say this as a lawyer?
As a lawyer,
you don't think say nobody will oppose it the moment you present it, no, and no, they will accept it. There be so what you were ya I was say who say and the be I am a catcher thief so a man for bisa question so one tia say I didn't cry na yanji ma me na yina and make catcher money say I was say before say my me obey na adwin say or there some no court no na odi kan ye sa process yi deda sa evidence act no because lawyer papa bia be hu say wo the document be free Germany and de beba sa document and ye wo tram card wo card kase o because uyi certificate ni free ma ade a wo de court na eye nwura nko a na certificate ye mo nkase mu nso eye nwura because court no so anya ntum o say it has no probative value meaning say atenten ho krampo emu edu chen and it before say we be court no and we do rate because to court them no now we go through all the process ni procedure no ahu say ababedu these 3 steps na make am ho asem from the beginning no why ye ni na ma na ababedu Ghana ansa na we do rate na to court no we ne sa na you don't have any problem with time no aka say ya nyamre nti kape omoto on platform so na ya nya time na judge na ma ya time there be nya judge bia na be ma time wa wo de wasem court no you decide when to go to court. The lumba we on the 26th. Akosa Serwaa can decide to go to court on the 27th, 28th, and I said 29th of the same July. No, obi anya na hwe. Aye decision. Now so one we decided say on the 3rd of October na obeko court. Now we court on the 3rd. Now we catch them say we nya time. How does this make sense? It doesn't make sense, Rahel. So obeka sa asem no. Now me no, I don't fault them because most of them no, they don't read. Sana me hu no. And they be more so irrespective of how you read to them no. Ombeka cho say they don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Yes, it didn't go in their favor. Nti ankwa ma wo mo nti no asem bien ho no ma obeka o majetum platform bi kra ho no ma say Alex ko ho no na so ye na adwen say o kan judge onya boss so ape o say they don't want to hear it. Judgment require o mo person beti kra na wo person beti judgment na ene ko appeal ko yeden because judgment is na wo gina dia ko appeal o wo so say judgment no wo person beti asem wo person beti ho asem kra ye boss pe na wo fe so wo person beti ho asem a ene na enan be na wo gina so a wo de ko appeal no ena ni omunima na say ena yanware no ena yanware na wo kan so a you don't have any proof nipa ba ko pa obetima ka say me ware ya na say man ware no say nipa no so na wawuo no aniti platform bi so me kan say enam say de lumba wawuo no nti no say akusia say wasem bi oba be ka kire court be fa ne trade enya adwuma sa nti court no kra kan say agisa akusia say wa no o prove beyond every reasonable doubt. Yeah. Even though say a civil case, obi be catch them say a criminal case in Kwana was a prove beyond reasonable doubt. And I make say mono you have shallow minds. Munken kaintia because the moment udu obi court nipa no wawu and I say at there asema of their court no it borders on another party or no wawu no. And I'm say wawu no nti no oni honom say that lumba tiase a nka kosa say wa there's no need say obey authentication bia o Rahel. Say not that lumba onyan we are now there is no need nka court no kan kire ne say on fanfa evidence act bia mu mra wo adentia evidence act no ono ani that lumba ono ana wo ho no nti ka yen kan kire ne say on fa document bia nkofa evidence act bia mu mra adentia that lumba is alive and nam say onya alive no paragraph 150 emre nti me nkan o say enam say that lumba onya alive no na wawuo nti no e wo say akusa say wa prove beyond every reasonable doubt o kan obi tinchen na e civil case nam say ma adwen e wo fam dodo o mo parking kan wo na obe kire say ya ware na na say ya ware no akusa say wa na be kire court say ya ware odobro ni na say ya ware na da bi anyo
ken ma me mo kakra paragraph 150 was it due to the fact Was it due to the fact that the late Daddy Lumba is not around to answer to any of the allegations, even though from all indications and from Exhibit DL11, the deceased denied all the allegations or as contained in Exhibit DL1? The court is cautious in admitting any evidence where the late Daddy Lumba is not present to answer, especially so where the plaintiff waited for his demise before raising them.
You see, where the plaintiff waited for his demise. Whose? Akusa Serwaa twen ya ma Daddy Lumba wuye. Enam so twen ya ma Daddy Lumba wuye ansana. Or be raise all of these things in court nintino. At the time ya Daddy Lumba na kujina court a wu. And it's what twen ya ma na wu awi ansana wo dis ade we ekoto court dem ho no. Court no say o wa dwen da nitimu. Nyesa wo beka ya na wa fa ne tra keke. You have to go through a lot of processes to prove. Obeyed na what prove beyond reasonable doubt. Obi a wu obeyed na what proof. So we say a civil marriage in Kwadi Arahe. Most inside ye, you signed, and that Lumba also signed. Papa no wu a unfa signature and kwa menemu. Right? Since sign ye causing sign no nyina kire say. So wuni ho no mo a, there should be something to prove. And unti signature na was inside da ho no. Ubetimi di aba. Ukape obi say na your marriage certificate, German marriage certificate no ye sign was so eye nokre signature na was so no eye the officer na signature pen was so eye nokre, but litigation and unti na ye sign signature. And I say at a point like this, the other party is not there to prove himself or herself. So what do? And unti na was say wo kwa kwagisa certificate no you let them know say a court and our day call. A banisa omunim say o partner no wu. So what do? They have to what? Attach something to that certificate to do the proof. Proof na ye can say you have to prove beyond a doubt no. Omo na be ya ma wo enya wo mpo na obeye. So they will print that one no sensan ye no. They will print it and then attach it to this one and then they will certify it. Ukasa asem wo kire omo se omo ntiase na wadwen da na se wo ntiase a ede na metima ye wo mintimi nya na wadwen no obia wadwen da nitimu. You can decide to let it work or not. This is the procedure, right? Anything na yes science as security no and so omo ntiase o no kan say na ye nsensan wo so na German de no de obi ho watena Germany for 40 years onim hwe o wo kire wo imu kire no a ote ho no ma enam se o support Akusa Serwaa wode nakoma ene na ni nipadua nyina na wogya na adwan to fie no ntino wo ka pe onje ntum na ye ba ha che na ye ba ye na ye bebre ye Akusa Serwaa wa bre ye ne nyina na ba ye na emma no maamefo no titurumpo na omkasa nsem hunu say na ye no ba ya che na wa bre na snow mu na ye tehwe ene ntino na me support no. Who support ni so say wo say ade na waye no it me support ade kro na you can love Akusa Serwaa all right, but you can or you have to choose not to support ade na waye a enya ade papa no de ande a wontimi nka say waware na wote asuja na wo partner so te baabi na wontimi improve mpo say there was even any communication between the two of you. Na won transfer mekan kire me say enam say why civil marriage intino na na adentina Daddy Lumba no so no o free Germany akọ Ghana no wankotwa aware mu obi obekasa bia no ka kire say ade na wadwen wo famu saa because aware na wo ka no say yaware a etsa nko ade a obi abetime divorce o ma na yeye ana emra eda ho because aware na ekura no eyemra eno ti yemfa ne say Daddy Lumba na abu mra no so a mani mu so obusu a eyemra wo ho no ma e wo so wo mani di no say mra wo ho na wa ma na ni no a when you know you are accomplice, there is nothing you can do. Right? Me bow down when I be befa mobile phone. That's a what who me sama fa. That's a shame I made the call. That's a me cotton me fear. Police be chimiana. Right? So one reporter. Police be chimi. Will I get any punishment?
No.
Bonne no mediana. Yes, my befa phone me boy. But will I get any punishment? The answer is no. So far as say aware no ɛyɛ mmara no obi bu so a ɛwɔ sɛ wɔma ne di no sɛ wɔamma mmara no ani no na sɛ wɔte ne baabi a ɔyɛ free. And even when you read the criminal code na Ghana for the no ɛkyerɛ wo sɛ wɔaware the other time ɛbɛkan wɔ ha yi mmara no ntimi nkan biem sɛ wɔaware and it is civil marriage. Na wo ne wo partner no mu ntɛm atete continuously for 7 years a